Harry Potter is a gifted wizard that didn't even know that he can switch between languages at will randomly to speak to a snake. The snake literally nodding, saying, "I understand you."
Snake language? How can I speak a language without knowing I can?
If it wasn't for him telling this snake to back down, some people would have been snake food. Harry Potter, a boy in the wizarding world that survived the killing curse and became famous because of it. When it comes to magic or wizardry, knowledge is power, and the older you get, the more knowledge he achieves, the better he gets at wizarding. Not to mention, one can say you get stronger just from pure experience. To make it easier for this video, these are pretty much like the list of Harry Potter spells in this Harry Potter series. Defense, offense, there's limits to how much blast power they have, but it's still a lot. Since he's a wizard, he's not strong in the conventional type of way, like brute muscle strength, punching power, all that stuff he's not strong in. But when it comes to energy projection and blast power, that's what wizards specialize in. One could say the standard gear they always pretty much have on them is their magic wand and a buttload of other magical artifacts he's gotten in possession of temporarily over the years. Along with being a magical type being, he has gear, like magical type gear, that we've seen him get temporarily or he always has. Like the wand is one of the main ones. It's not very common, but we have seen Harry Potter use a sword. He used it to take on this big snake, for example. So you know the sword has to be quite different. Yeah, it's pretty strong. Some gear, like eating this bullcrap to develop gills, just like that. Yeah. Other gear stuff like plants in herbology class, Harry Potter and the other wizards technically can know how to plant when they feel like it, and it's definitely a part of their lore. These mandrakes that scream real loud. He can fly on a broom, and even if the broom is not near him, he can technically summon it for extra maneuverability. He can summon other stuff, not just a broomstick, and depending on which broom he has, he can go very fast, like crazy. He had like a magical map as a gift at this one time. Invisibility cloak, something that he doesn't always have, but he had earlier in his career. If a character doesn't have the invisible cloak on them, there is spells they can learn like this, or one could say charms like this, where he basically becomes like a chameleon, blending into the environment. Wizards in the Harry Potter universe can use magic without their wands, but it's unfocused. It's better to use your wand. It's kind of like how Thor is the god of thunder, but he uses his hammer to focus his power better, but the power still comes from him regardless. That's how Harry Potter and magical gifted beings in the Harry Potter universe work. Unfocused magic has disastrous effects and is very unpredictable. I mean, look what he did to this lady's hand. Gaining hundreds of pounds in a few seconds. Blew her up like a freaking balloon. Like, that's scary. Bruh, are you serious? The famous spell known as the disarming spell is like blunt force. So sometimes you can use it as blast power like that without killing nobody. They got stunning type spells that's mighty enough to knock somebody out cold. The blunt power alone can knock over chairs, forever knocking folks back. Well, technically, will blast some people off their feet. It would be weird if you was a wizard and you couldn't make stuff float with telekinesis. That's like wizarding starter pack magic stuff. I think it's safe to say no matter which wizard really, even if you're a low tier wizard, they can lift up heavy stuff, even entire buildings at the same time with their different magic type stuff. Even in the books, when it comes to their blast power as wizards, Harry, in their encounter with a dragon, of course, it's confirmed that Harry and the crew in general can just blast ceilings apart. They literally blasted their way out during this occasion with the dragon. This gives you an idea of how strong the raw power of these beams are when you see the beam interact with physical stuff like rooftops when it's deflected and messes all that bull crap up. Based on this rooftop collapsing feat, it's implied he can blast small buildings apart with ease at least. I know it's hard to imagine somebody like him producing building shattering explosions, right? Makes you wonder how strong he's gotten after he's actually full-blown rose a family and full-blown adult status. Can make holes bigger in this little ice lake. Can technically launch himself out of water. Ascendo. Can shoot like his own flare gun when he wants to let people know where he's at. He has spells that can repel specific beings without repelling both of them back, like the spider repel. Just like that. Like, yeah, it only hit the spider. You don't have to worry about friendly fire. Other stuff like fire manipulation. Yeah, as you can see, like fire-ish looking light type spells so they can see better, like a flashlight. If he can do fire spells, of course he can do some water type. You're probably thinking, well, they got human bodies. All you got to do is catch them slipping. Well, they got some good defense, especially if their guard is up. This occasion with Voldemort himself, one of the mightiest wizard beings, he was deflecting multiple attacks from him, even though he was getting drove back. We've seen him shield from massive fire creatures like that. This big fire redirects spells that strong, like that breaks apart this column over here. He got spells that can counter mind reading, so the other being get their mind read instead. Creatures that feed on light stuff, with dark emotions try to pull up, it counters it. Can take many forms to repel them back that way. Yeah, it's proven when a lot of these Dementors tried to get Buck and he blasted them all back. Weird curse abilities that allow you to put random cuts on people. He can cause mad confusion if he's trying to get away with all this stuff flying over him. He can force all of this mess off of himself with a spell gesture just like that. It's that simple. Harry Potter characters have the ability to teleport just like that. You got to respect his wizardry. But before I get going, do you respect Harry Potter's might? Do you respect wizards? I'll see you guys later though. Respect Harry. I'm glad you are enjoying your time on the channel. Make sure you check out the playlist on the channel to see other How Strong videos. If you like what this channel is offering, make sure you hit that subscribe button and I will see you guys later.